Am I laying on the floor because it is unbelievably hot and I cannot stand the heat? Yes.
I would just like to quickly note that I absolutely wrenched the out of my back to get this shot, and I'm still not entirely happy with it, but since I did hurt myself getting it, I've decided to leave it in the video, so please enjoy me laying on the ground for approximately 30 more seconds.
The summer heat means only one good thing. Camp NaNoWriMo. Unfortunately, I'm not actually writing anything for Camp NaNoWriMo, so I don't know why I'm making this video, and why I spent 20 minutes setting up this shot. But here we are. So let's talk Wrath King and revision. So in case you don't know, I am currently working on the 4th draft of my first book, The Wrath King. Well, if you watch my revision video, you will see that I had hoped to be querying in July. That's not happening. Life happens fast. A migraine flare-up and many, many revisions to do. It takes it out of you. I've been struggling with her recently. Draft 4 feels like a beast that does not want to be wrangled. I've been trying to brainstorm and jiggle and configure all of my jigsaw pieces back together for Draft 4, and after a very large brainstorm with Wallace and Devesha, my 2 wonderful critique partners, it turns out part 1 and 2 needed a lot more work than I had originally anticipated, and it's taking a lot longer than I thought it would, mostly because I've been procrastinating working on it by making videos, which we'll talk about in a second. So, what my camp is just gonna be the Wrath King. All the Wrath King, all the time. My hard deadline is July 17th, where it'll be sent off to be read again to make sure it flows and is coherent, and all the problems that were in it that I knew about, that I talked about in my revision video. If you want to go watch that, you can. It's pretty much the same. I talk about all the things I'm going to be fixing and all the things I have been fixing. That turns out it's a lot more beastly than I thought it was. So I feel like I'm going to lose my mind, but, you know, we'll see. So far, I am currently on chapter 14. I'm actually revising it today. I've paused my revision time to film you and give you an update with chapter 14 and the fact that I've added 2 chapters, so now the book is up to 36 chapters. Oops. I essentially will have to edit a chapter and a half every single day if I want to get in on time, which works for me. And then I'm going to spend the last 2 months of July working on my query letter, my synopsis, my first 10 pages, my pitch, and my author bio, which is usually what comes in the packet for querying. I have my agents that I want to query listed. I am going to continue to be looking for them as well while I'm waiting for some feedback on draft 4. Nothing like super extensive, just does this make sense? Why is no? I'm so warm. And after my revision process, I'll probably be making a video where I talk about my revision so you can see how I lost my mind, or how I tried not to lose my mind, even though I'm losing my mind. Can you tell I'm losing my mind?
So I'm cutting it close. It's the undiagnosed ADHD for me.
I didn't realize I was still filming that. I'm about to cut that out. Anyway, now on to reading goals. So yes, I've been in a massive reading slump since April. I had only read 2 books in like 3 months, which is terrible for me and terrible for my TBR challenge that I'm doing. And that's also why I haven't posted a reading wrap-up or TBR video in a while, because I just haven't been reading. I think I did manage to claw my way out of it because I have just finished binging the entirety of Talia Hibbert's Brown Sister series. It was really good. Now, they are contemporary romance and they are tooth-rottingly fluffy, but I think that's what my old brain needed in order to get through this reading slump. Anyway, I have a plan to get back onto my reading horse in July, mostly because I did purchase 4 books at the end of June. I know, I need to stop purchasing books. It's like the whole problem, I know. So thanks to Talia Hibbert, I'll be jumping back into making book content, which I'm really excited about because I have missed filming in front of my shelves. It's a time. Setting up this was a pain in the ass. It's fine. So I'm going to share with you what I'm hoping to be reading in July. It is pretty tome heavy, so we'll see what we can get through. My first 2 picks are 2 that I just bought in June because I can't resist. I can't help myself. The first one is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I love The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's one of my favorite books of all time. So of course, when I saw that she had come out with this, I had to get it. It doesn't look very thick. It's not very thick, but the font is tiny. And it is a historical, like, kind of book. I just saw her name and saw Malibu Rising, and it was about siblings and family, and I was like,
messy family dynamics, sign me the f up.
Then I'm hoping to get back into my fantasy bullshit because I haven't read any fantasy in a while, which is such a travesty because y'all know how much I love fantasy. And of course, on this list, Like everyone else in the universe, Blood Like Magic by LaSalle Sandbury, our AuthorTube friend. I'm going to be reading this. She's thick and chunky. I can't wait. Yeah, I feel like if you don't know what this is about, what are you doing here? Next is a book I actually got in May that I started to read, but then my reading slump really hit me in the face, and that is Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. The dust cover is right there. I have not gotten around to finishing it or reading it really at all. Just trying to get into it. This is my first Victoria Aveyard book, and I'm hoping I enjoy it. I've been loving following her journey on Instagram and TikTok, so I really hope I enjoy this book. And the last two books are ones that I actually featured in a haul before,
because I have an addiction to buying books.
and that is We Free the Stars by Hafsa Faisal. I read the first book, We Hunt the Flame, back in February, and now I'm going to hopefully get around to reading We Free the Stars. Let's see if we can do it. She's a thick boy, like every other book on this list. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but you girl can try. I have options. And the second to last book is a urban fantasy, and that is A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth. I also tried reading this one back when I was in my reading slump. And oh boy, has it been difficult to get out of my reading slump, but I'm now feeling ready to read these books. Hopefully I enjoy them. Hopefully I will get through them. My last book that I'm hoping to finish and will be finishing is Witches Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart. It is somewhere in my room. I think it's over on my bedside table. I can't be bothered to go up and get it. I have a lot of thoughts. It's kind of hard to get into. I'm a little over 55% of the way through, so that'll be the first book that I finish in July, hopefully. I maybe will finish it today. It's June 30th. Probably not, since I have to get this video edited and uploaded, which is why I'm talking fast. Anyway, those are the books that I'm hoping to get to in July. Hopefully I will have read enough of them to justify doing a wrap-up or a recent reads video, because I did also read, if you can see back here, The Ivies by Alexa Dunn. And I have a lot of thoughts about that too. I just have a lot of thoughts in general about books that I've read. So those are my reading goals. I did, for the life of me, try to find a book that I hadn't read with the word last in the title for Books and Lala's year-long challenge thing. I can't find one, so I might just have to find one on the internet on like my library or something, but if not, I might just have to skip this month, even though I've read a book for every other month that matched the prompt, so I really hope that isn't true, but you know, it might happen. So yeah, reading hopefully will go well this month. So, one thing I've realized, oh my god, can you hear that thunder? I don't know if you can, but like, wow, is it storming? Anyway, one thing I've realized is that I really like making videos to procrastinate working on my book. So I have decided to take a hiatus from making actual edited content. But never fear, my friends, you'll be seeing my face every single week still, because I'll be live streaming every single Thursday at 9:30 Eastern time, 10:30 Eastern time actually next Thursday, which is the 8th, because I have an appointment that didn't realize I was doing this until I've had this appointment for like 6 months. Anyway, you do not care. And I'll probably end up doing some pop-up live streams if I'm struggling mightily with motivation, which is entirely possible. And I suspect that this will happen quite often. So if you want to know when and where those are, you can follow me on Instagram at Writer of Scribbles for more updates. Plus, of course, as usual, I'll be streaming every single Friday with the Troublemakers, but you will be getting no edited content until August. Because like I said earlier, I procrastinate with it because I genuinely love making videos, but I have to work on the Wrath King and have to get into the query trenches. And if you're wondering what this editing content you are watching is, I am making an outro for my live streams, because apparently you can add branded content to play at the end of your video, which is wild to me. Can't believe I can do that without the paid version of StreamYard. So I'm just making this because I think it's fun, and it's my last hurrah of making edited content until August. I'll miss it, but it is a good hiatus for me, and yeah, anyway. Finally, if you want to work alongside of me while I lose my damn mind in real time, you can join us over on the Troublemakers Discord. If for some reason you don't know what that is and you are not a part of it, essentially me and 3 of my writing friends, who are now great critique partners and just generally some of my favorite people, we met back in October during the Worldwide Write-a-thon,
and serendipity happened, and we are now great friends, and we have a Discord with a whole bunch of awesome and lovely people. Everyone is super amazing, funny, and extremely supportive, so if you're looking for a great community to join, it's pretty small and really easy to dive in because everyone is so awesome. I've left a link in my description box if you would like to join us if you haven't already, and we are going to be running a writing challenge called July Jamboree. Back in March when I was trying to finish my third draft of The Rat King, we did March Madness, which was essentially just us losing our minds for an entire month while we tried to write our books and finish them. Essentially what July Jamboree is that every single weekday, not weekends, unless you want to run some random sprints, because we do have other sprinting rooms that are not July Jamboree specific. Essentially every weekday, so some of us can have the weekends off. Yes, I know, cue the laugh track for the workaholic. But anyway, on weekdays we'll be running sprints at different times during the day. We have 2 different time slots for each one, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. We are going to be doing it from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Tuesday and Thursday, we are going to be doing it from 4 p.m. to midnight. So it's basically a ton of hours, 10 hours. Is it 10 hours, 8 hours? I can't do math, I have an English degree. And so you can join us over there if you are looking for a super awesome community and sprints for every single day. So
I will see you guys with hilariously edited content in August, but until then you can enjoy my stuttering in real time on Thursdays, so don't worry, you're not going to be deprived of Katie content all July. Good luck with your nano endeavors, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!